I hope that you're well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on subordinating conjunctions. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts, grade 3. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of subordinating conjunction. All right. So we see that our chapter is subordinating conjunction. Our subject is English Language Arts. Grade 3. And we're going to scroll down. And then the lessons that we are going to be focusing on is to identify subordinating conjunctions and to use subordinating conjunction. So we're going to identify subordinating conjunction and we're going to use subordinating conjunctions. All right. So when it comes to conjunctions, right, there's different kinds of conjunctions, but today we're going to be focusing on subordinated conjunctions. And conjunctions basically it joins either words, sentences, right? But like different conjunctions join words or sentences or phrases in a different way. In this case, we have our subordinating conjunctions, right? And subordinating conjunctions, it is words, or let's say it's used to connect two simple sentences within a special way. So that is subordinating conjunctions. It is used to connect two simple sentences in a special way. So once again, when it comes to a conjunction, then it either joins or it connects sentences, words, phrases, and in this case, we say we are doing subordinating conjunctions, and it is used to connect two simple sentences within a special way. And if we look at different examples, not even examples, if we go into subordinating conjunctions, right? It says conjunctions, there are different kinds of conjunctions, right? And the conjunction after. So the word after as well as before. So the two conjunctions after and before, they tell you when something happens. It either happens after something or it happened before. And an example is I need to return this book before the library closes. So I need to return this book before the library closes. So which means that before is our coordinating conjunction. All right. And then if we look at the conjunction as well as while. So the conjunctions as and while, they tell you that two things happen at the same time. And an example of that is as we lie on the grass, we look for shapes in the clouds. It's like saying, while we are laying on the grass, we look for shapes in the clouds. All right, and if we look at the next one, it says, my brother likes to listen to music while he does homework. So that is also where we have our as and while, and it tells us about two things that is happening at the same time. And once again, we have an example that says, as we lie on the grass, we look for shapes in the clouds. Or my brother likes to listen to music while he does homework. So as and while. All right. And then we have the conjunction until. So we first have the conjunction after and before that tells us when something happens. And then we have the conjunction as and while. And that basically tells us that two things happen at the same time. And now we have the conjunction until. And until tells us how long something takes or how long it lasts. So, how long it takes or how long it lasts. And if we look at the next one, it says, my mom told me to wait until she comes back. And that conjunction until, it tells you how long something takes or less. Until she comes back. It's not giving us a time frame. All they're saying is that you need to wait until. So until, it basically tells us how long something lasts or how long something takes. And then we also have the conjunction because, and we have the conjunction since. And we can say that the conjunction because and since, it tells you why something happens or why something is true. And if we look at an example, right, it says, I was late to school because I forgot to set up my alarm. And another one says, since I left my phone at home, I have to borrow my brother's. And if we look at the conjunction unless, right, unless it shows an exception. It shows an exception. It says, unless it's cloudy tonight, we will see the full moon. So, unless it's cloudy tonight, we will see the full moon. So, these are our subordinating conjunctions, and we said subordinating conjunctions, it is used to connect two simple sentences within a special way. All right, no problem. All right, so these are subordinating conjunction. And like I said, conjunctions, it is basically used to connect either words or sentences or phrases, right? And then we are specifically focusing on the subordinating conjunctions. And we said the subordinating conjunction connects two simple sentences within a special way. And we made mention of our specific words which we can identify as subordinate conjunctions within a sentence. And we said these words, it is used to connect two simple sentences in a special way. And remember, we said that when it comes to two simple sentences, right? It means that it is two individual sentences that can stand on its own. All right. So when it comes to coordinating conjunctions, remember there's different kinds of conjunctions. But subordinating conjunctions, like we say, it's like two sentences that is written as one sentence, right? It's like that is what we called our two simple sentences. And then it is being, and these are words which is after, before, as, while, until, because, since. These are all subordinating conjunctions. And these are words that connects to simple sentences in a special way. All right. So now we're going to A plus students.ca, and we're going to continue on our lesson on subordinating conjunction. All right. So we say that we are going to A plus students.ca. And now we are by A plus students.ca, and our chapter is subordinating conjunctions. We are going to go into the first one, which is to identify subordinating conjunctions. We're going to select that word that connects or joins that two sentences. All right, so once again, we said subordinating conjunctions. It is used to connect to simple sentences in a special way, right? Here we have, look at the words that is in bold, right? Here we have the word after and before, right? And the words after and before, they tell you when something happens. For example, I need to return this book before the library closes. All right, so we made an example of where we spoke about, where we said, I need to return this book before the library closes. And then we have our conjunction, which is as and while. And if we look at the word as and while, that tells us two things happen at the same time. All right. And then we also have our coordinating conjunction, which is as and while. And we said as and while, they tell you about two things that happen at the same time. Yes, before is correct. And it's best to know what the subordinating conjunction means, right? All right. And then we look at the next one. It says, let's go to until. Then it says until tells you how long something takes or how long something lasts. For example, my mom told me to wait until she comes back. All right. So then we also have our subordinating conjunction unless, and unless shows exception, right? It shows an exception to something else. Unless it's cloudy tonight, we will see the full moon. All right. And remember, we said subordinating conjunctions, right? It is used to connect either two simple sentences in a special way. And our simple sentences are words or phrases that can stand on its own. And when it comes to connecting it on your own, all right. And we say that subordinating conjunctions are used to connect. Remember, even when it comes to, for example, words like and, then we connect, words together, you know, and it will create something else. So, like subordinating conjunction, it is used to connect to simple sentences, but it connects it in a simple way. All right. So we have our subordinating conjunction, and it is used to connect two simple sentences in a special way. If we look at this word, it says Dustin is eating his lunch early since he missed breakfast. What is our subordinating conjunction within that sentence? So we need to select the subordinated conjunction within the sentence. It says Dustin is eating his lunch early since he missed breakfast. He missed breakfast. All right, and if we were to choose our subordinating conjunction, or let's say if we were to identify our subordinating conjunction within the sentence, yes, then we are going to choose since, because that is the word that either joins or connects the two simple sentences within a sentence. So it says Dustin is eating his lunch early since he missed breakfast this morning. Well done. All right, so since is correct. Well done. That is used as a co-subordinating conjunction. All right, the next one, that is a description. It says, as Kaya sang, the baby clapped his hands. As Kaya sang, the baby clapped hands. We need to select the subordinating conjunction. So as Kaya sang, the baby clapped his hands. What is the subordinating conjunction within that sentence? All right, and if we were to choose our correct subordinating conjunction, sorry guys, and then we're going to say this as. Yes, well done. As is correct. And we have our word as. And remember, we said that subordinating conjunctions. It is used to connect two simple sentences in a special way. Yes, no, not so. As is the subordinating conjunction. So yes, the first word is correct, which is as, right? And as is our subordinating conjunction, and it is used to connect two simple sentences in a special way. And we said that as Kaya sang, the baby clapped his hands. Look at the last one. It says, unless we leave, we will miss our team. So unless we leave, we will miss our team. All right. So now we're going on to our test where we are going to identify subordinating conjunctions. Remember, it is those words that either connects or joins two simple sentences in a special way, right? So we need to select the subordinating conjunction. It says after Jenna played as Jenna played kickball, she ate dinner with her mom. All right, so we need to choose either ate or we choose after for our subordinating conjunction. Ate or after. So after Jenna played kickball, she ate dinner with her mom. All right, and if we were to choose the correct one, then yes, we will say after Jenna played. Yes, after is correct. So after Jenna played kickball, she ate dinner with her mom. All right, and remember we said subordinating conjunctions, it is used to either join two simple sentences or connect two simple sentences, right? All right, and if we were to choose the correct one, it is after. Yes, after is correct. Because after it basically is our subordinating conjunction that is connecting the two simple sentences within that sentence. Yes, well done. So after is correct. Unless we leave now, we will miss our train. So unless we leave now, we will miss our train. We need to select the subordinating conjunction. It says, unless we leave now, we will miss our train. And if we were to choose the correct coordinating conjunction, we will say it is unless. All right. So, yes, well done. All right, one more. It says Cassie carefully chews her food. So, Cassie carefully chews her food before she swallows it. So, Cassie carefully chews her food before she swallows it. We need to select our coordinating or our subordinating conjunction within that sentence. The subordinating conjunction. Cassie carefully chews her food before she swallows it. Is it before or is it her? All right, and if we were to choose the correct one, we would say Cassie carefully chose her food before she swallows it. So before is our subordinating conjunction. All right. So now we're going on to our next lesson, right? Where we are going to use the subordinating conjunction. We had to identify it within a sentence. Now we are going to use our subordinating conjunction. All right, so when we use subordinating conjunctions, right, then it's basically those words that we might mention that says that what a subordinating conjunction is. We just use those words within the specific sentence to still complete the sentence, right? So we say, Nancy doesn't like cherries. I'll make her a blueberry one instead. So the first one says, the first one is since Nancy doesn't like cherries. Yes, well done. I'll make her a blueberry pie instead. And then the second one, it says, we drove through Virginia. We don't know how pretty it was. So we say we drove through Virginia. We didn't know how pretty it was. All right, and if we choose the correct one, we say we drove through Virginia since we didn't know how pretty it was. Yes. And the last one before we go to our test, it says, I started playing the fiddle. I played drums in the jazz band. It says, I started playing the fiddle. I played drums in the jazz band. We need to choose the correct subordinating conjunction. All right, and we then say, until I started playing the fiddle. I played drums in the jazz band, right? All right, so now we're going on to our test. Sorry. Oopsie. All right. The first one says, that letter can't be male. So the letter can't be male. Do we say until you put a stamp on it, or do we say since you put a stamp on it? So this letter can't be male. Do we say until you put a stamp on it, or do we say since you put a stamp on it? So we say that letter can't be male, meaning it cannot, until you put a stamp on it. So until is option one. Yes, and option one is correct. Well done. Mr. Quinn goes for a walk every day. Do we say before he enjoys spending time outside, or do we say because? All right, it says Mr. Quinn goes for a walk every day before he enjoys spending time outside, or do we say because he enjoys spending time outside? All right, and if we were to choose the correct option, right, it says Mr. Quinn goes for a walk every day. Hmm, we can say, do we say before he enjoys spending time outside, or do we say because he enjoys spending time outside? All right, so we can say Mr. Quinn goes for a walk every day before he enjoys time outside. Ah, it's actually because he enjoys it. But okay. Okay, so this is the end of our lesson on subordinating conjunctions. We said subordinating conjunctions are words that basically joins two simple sentences within a sentence. We then also made mention of words that are subordinating conjunctions that is used to connect either words or phrases within a sentence. So this is the end of our lessons, grade 3. Thank you very much for joining the class. Till next time, have a good day or evening further. Goodbye.